welcome to the Novice podcast where we break down financial terms, terms that you probably must have heard and you don't know what's about, in a simpler form just for you. Today, I'm not alone in the studio. I have someone who is going to be breaking down all of these terms for you. With me here is
Uade.
Hi, Mr. Wade. Lately, I've just been thinking about how all the things has been from January right to now. I've been trying to save up for a hair, and I checked as at last month it was about 200K. And today I was like, oh, let me check, we're in the Black Friday season, and I'm hearing 600,000, Mr. Wade. How much am I earning? So can you please explain to me why the cost of things just keeps rising and rising and rising?
Well, so let me first explain what you call inflation. It's like the deflated balloon. I know when you pump air into the balloon and then you tie it and then you leave it, it just flies away. So inflation is when prices of goods or services just continues to rise and it never seems to stop rising. So that's why the hair you've been saving for from January at 200,000, every month it moves. It has probably moved from 50 to 150. Now it's 600.
600.
Yeah, so people have to adjust what they earn, which is like the regular balloon, the deflated balloon. Otherwise, you can't catch up with the balloon that is already rising.
So I'm just thinking, is there a way to slow the balloon, to slow the inflation from rising? Because if you think about it, people that earn minimum wage, how are they surviving? How do they meet up with inflation?
Well, so a number of things. So you first and foremost, you have to realign looking at what you earn and what the market is saying, because prices are continually going up. Sometimes you might need to join as groups, especially when you want to buy food from the market. So rather than you saying, I want to save, like you were saving for the hair and save to buy a bag of rice that was 70,000, is now 100,000. Maybe 4 or 5 of you could come together with your 70,000 minimum wage every month and put 10,000 or 20,000 together. 5 of you will be 100,000. And then you share it. So at least you have something substantial in the house to manage. So number of ways, like the hair you were saying, like one of my friends says, and I think he's been saying that since last year, spend now, save later.
I was coming to that. I wanted to say, would you advise spending now and than saving? Because for someone that has been saving since January up to now, I still not be able to afford what you've been saving for.
Well, also, if you can afford it at that particular point in time, just buy, because you could go to the shop tomorrow and the price, like the balloon, maybe it just started in the inflation, so it's just beginning to fly and fly. Then it gets to a point that if you are earning minimum wage, your balloon that has not been inflated cannot chase after the one that's continually going up. So that's basically what it is. But at the end of the day, everybody has to readjust. So some people tell you that they are no longer doing, I don't know if you know what is called 111. That means you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some people are doing, some people used to do 011 and 101. Now some people are just doing 00 half.
Please explain. The numbers, I don't like numbers.
So let me break it down. So when you say 111, that means you can afford to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
Some people are not, they can't eat, it's 00, maybe quarter. Not half, not even one. So they don't eat breakfast, they don't eat lunch, and then at night, what they are supposed to eat as a full portion, they cut it into half and eat it so that they can survive till the next day. So they are challenging times.
I hear you, but what would you say is like the major driving force of inflation? Because I think you talked about exchange rates and all of that. Are you trying to say that it's the foreigners that are making things difficult for we in Nigeria, or could you expatiate?
So when you look at Nigeria and everybody, the hair you have on your head is imported. The materials you use to sew the clothes that you make is imported. The shoe, everything, practically everybody is imported. So what you have is that a lot of Nigerians are consuming things that are being brought from outside. Now, do you have enough foreign exchange to always pay for that? No, we don't. And there are a number of reasons. They will tell you, oh, we need to produce more crude oil so that we can earn more dollar, so that we can have more dollar to say, okay, we are helping to stabilize the exchange rate. But where businesses, small businesses, big businesses cannot plan with particular exchange rates, where exchange rate will move from 1.4 today, tomorrow is 1.450, next tomorrow is 1.5. People can't plan, so prices will just continue to fly or rise like the balloon. Sometimes it's steady, sometimes we just take off, and that's how it is. So planning is a major issue, but you also have to plan based on what you earn and what you can get in the market. Like I said, if you have it, spend now, save later.
So would you say people that are earning in dollars are the ones enjoying this inflation? Because I know of someone who earns in dollar, and I think she's still complaining about the inflation as well. So
And yeah, so because the truth of it, you earn in dollar. So let me give an example. Exchange rate is 100 naira to 1. And when you were earning $1 at an exchange rate of $100, the bag of rice was 20 naira. You get? So you can buy. Now, exchange rate is 100 naira, is $1 to 500. But the bag of rice is now 400 naira. So what
Mr.
do you
Uade,
do?
let us use hair. This bag of
Okay,
rice.
so let's use hair. So bring it down to the Gen Zs and all. Okay, so let's look at hair. When exchange rate was $1 to 100 naira, your hair used to cost 20 naira. Now, exchange rate has moved from $1 to 500 naira. Your hair is costing 300 naira. So even when you earn the dollar and you convert it to naira, the 500 naira that you had, that you thought, okay, now that I'm now making more, you're not spending 20 naira on the hair, you're spending 300 naira. So that's where the issue is. So everybody will complain. So it's not just the minimum wage earner, even some of those who earn in foreign exchange and bring it back, because the prices are rising higher than the amount of monies that they believe or they think they should be making, whether it's locally in naira or even the foreign exchange that you bring and then you change.
But Nigeria generally, we are productive, I think, and we should have manufacturers. We manufacture certain things. Shouldn't that be an advantage, or an advantage for we that Nigerians are also manufacturing things?
I understand what you're saying. They say Nigerians are very productive, and I agree that Nigerians are very productive. They can work hard and all, but you don't have enough manufacturing currently in the country. Even the manufacturers depend on importing some of the raw materials. That's what they use to make those. So even if you're making the hair, are you with me, in Nigeria, or you're putting the hair together in Nigeria, 80% of what you require, the base, the glue, you have to bring it from outside Nigeria. So manufacturers, even the cost also exchange is affecting them. Now, even when you look at the fact that to move it from factory where you manufacture it to where they are going to sell it, of course, people have to pay money. Sometimes, like even you, when you are going to work, or and you have if you drive and then you have your tire that is deflated, on the express, you see some boys who come and help you push it for a fee. They're not doing you, is business. So all those things count into the cost of how much money you use to get it to the market. So it could be costing 100 naira to make the hair, but it's adding another 30, 40, 50 naira to make it 150 to now bring it to you. So like I said, what used to be 50 naira and then it costs 70 naira. By the time it's coming to the market, it's 150. It's now double the price already that they used to sell. So those are some of the things. And then when you consider the fact that there are so many other things aside from what you call transportation, which is brought about by fuel that has increased from 165 by 1,000, is it 1,000 times or 10 times? to 1,600 or almost 1,050 naira. There's also power, electricity. You get? So if manufacturers don't have enough electricity at a decent rate, when I say decent rate, meaning that it's coming from the national grid that is forever collapsing.
I'm telling you, I think it has collapsed like 10 times this year.
Exactly. So even if you are manufacturing and you have a plant and all those machines, and then grid is continually collapsing, you know what it costs to, because some of those machines, some of them are not even made in Nigeria. You have to bring them in, which is foreign exchange. So a number of things have brought about why that flat balloon that you used to look at to buy hair cannot chase after the cost of the hair now that has become the inflated balloon that is rising up.
So guys, if you are looking into, getting things now, like you've heard and listened, inflation technically is the constant rising of
Yes, so the
goods
constant rising
and services.
Yes, so constant rising.
Wow, what a nice session. Hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this, because I have, from the definition of inflation to how it affects you as an individual and the likes. But before we end this, I have a question from our listener, and his name is Chinedu. Mr. Wade, Chinedu asked, should he convert his naira to dollar? Is it advisable for Nigerians who are earning in naira to convert their naira into dollars?
Brilliant question, Tolu. And so there are two ways Chinedu should look at it. If Chinedu earns in dollars, then it might make sense. If Chinedu believes that he requires the dollars to be used specifically for things outside Nigeria, maybe for payments that he wants to do, maybe for some form of certification, yes, he can convert not all, some of it, so that it's always there and then he can make those payments. But on a general note, I don't think he should do that. Remember what we said earlier: spend now, save later. So if he has the money and he needs anything he wants to buy in Naira, he can buy.
Hope you guys are hearing. Spend
now, save later. Then the second part of it is a lot of Nigerians will say, it's dollar will go up, it will go up, it will go up. Yes, it will go up or it might go up. But the question is this: when you convert your naira, are you with me, to dollar, for example, at 1,500 naira, you convert it to $1,000, and then tomorrow it has gone to 1,700, and then you bring it back to naira, is now 1.7 million. Remember what we said at the beginning: how do you protect yourself when prices are, every day you go to the market, the hair started at 200,000, now it's 600,000.
600, guys.
But now you have changed it back to 1.7 million. Remember what we said?
Yes.
That when you were earning 100 naira, 20 naira could buy you this. Now that you are changing $1 to 500, it's now costing you 300. So if you look at it from that perspective, Chinedu should keep his naira. And if he needs anything he wants to buy now in naira, he should just buy it and save later. But if he converts it to dollars and brings it back, yes, he might gain, but prices might have gone up again, and his naira might not be able to cover it.
Whew, is there really a light at the end of the tunnel? Till then, catch us later on the Novice.